Madeira cakes are great base cakes. If you're ever thinking of doing a cake which you want to turn into a nice dessert and cut out a mold, this is the cake for you. The reason they're so good is they have almond meal in with the cake base, which gives them a little bit more structure and more stability, and it means you can cut those molds out. It also means you can load lots of syrup into it to get extra flavor. Now we're going to make one that's really, really simple, lemon and poppy seed. It's probably my favorite type of Madeira. Now Madeira cake is basically a butter cake with a little bit of almond meal in it. So butter goes in first, about 175 grams, then 3/4 cup of sugar, some vanilla, about a teaspoon of vanilla extract, or seeds out of a vanilla pod, if you've got a vanilla pod, and then the zest of about 5 lemons, so lots of lemon flavor. And the zest, remember, is driven by oil, whereas the juice is driven by acid, so we can mix the butter and the zest together. And I'm gonna put some poppy seeds in there as well. And then I'm just gonna mix this until it's nice and light and fluffy, about 5 minutes it normally takes. So you can see the texture in there has completely changed. It's almost like a butter icing. So it's really light and fluffy. So now we can add in our eggs. We're gonna do it one at a time. We'll turn it back on, turn it down a little bit so our egg doesn't go everywhere. Once one egg is incorporated in, you can add the other. It will look like it's split, but it will come back together. So the yolks that are in there are really bright and vibrant because they come from my chickens, Daisy and Delilah, who live a very good life here on the property. We're forever cleaning up after them. Last egg. And once that egg has incorporated into the mix, we'll start adding in our dry ingredients. So our almond meal first. I'll get out my collar, pop that on. And then I'll spoon in my almond meal, 3/4 cup. And then I'll do the same with my flour. 1 3/4 cups. And as the flour goes in, the mixture will tighten up and we'll start to form our cake dough. As soon as our last bit of flour goes in, we can turn off our mix master, take off our collar, and that is your dough done. So grab a spatula, scrape off the dough from your paddle mixer, and then we're ready to get it into our loaf tin. We've got a standard loaf tin, which we're going to pop our mixture into. It's going to be quite sticky. Press that down. So you get all of your mixture in there. Well, unless you want to eat some yourself, which is probably not a bad thing. I know if I don't save some of the mixture for Sally and Charlie, I get in a lot of trouble. So that'll be enough to go into the tin, and I'll leave the rest for them. So I've got my oven set 170. Take about 45 minutes. All you want to be able to do is put a skewer in and bring it out nice and clean. And then we're going to ice it with just some lemon and icing sugar to make a nice white icing to go over the top.